Okay, so for lesson 22 is much more about, it's the last lesson where we're kind of going over division with fractions. And so we spent a large amount of time going over repeated subtraction. Now we're going to spend some time going over partitioning. So it's saying we have 1 1/5 gallons of grapefruit juice divided by 3 people, right? So here's the number of groups, right? There's 3 people or 3 groups. And we're trying to figure out how much. Well, first, let's look at our problem. Professor E is sharing 1 1/5 gallons of grapefruit juice equally amongst his 3 close friends. How many gallons of grapefruit juice will each friend get? So in other words, I'm looking for the size. I want to know how much each person will get. I know how many people are getting. So this is partitioning or equal sharing, right? I'm dividing the whole into a known number of groups, and I'm trying to find the size of one group. So the symbolic representation, make sure that you have this. So C represents the whole, the A represents the number of groups, and what we don't know, B, is the size of a group. So here's a BMU of 5/5. Here's 1/5. And if I change 1 1/5 to an improper fraction, that's 6/5. Okay, and if I'm taking 6/5 and spreading it evenly amongst three people, then each person will get 2 or 2/5. So the size of one group, this is key because when we're working with partitioning, we just want to know the size of one group. Okay, in other words, how much one person will get, right? How much one person will get represents how much each person will get. We're looking for the size of one group, and that's 2/5. For the missing factor equation, it's the number of groups times the size, which is unknown, equals the whole. Cool. 2 is the same idea, similar idea rather. So 1 1/5 gallons of grapefruit juice divided by 3 minutes. Professor E's parrot drank 1 1/5 gallons, I don't have an actual parrot, drank 1 1/5 gallons of grapefruit juice in 3 minutes. Assuming it drinks the same amount of juice each minute, how much grapefruit juice did it drink in 1 minute? So there's that, right? That size of one group. Okay, and so another model that's used to illustrate partitioning sometimes is a double number line. So that 6/5 gallons, right, was spread across or spread evenly. I'm going to jot that down because that's the idea here that we're working with. Is spread evenly amongst 3 minutes. And what we want to know is the size of one group or 1 minute. Okay, obviously in the middle would be 2 minutes. So if we have 6/5 gallons of grapefruit juice drank spread evenly across 3 minutes, then obviously each minute the parrot will have drank 2/5 gallons. Right, one of my number lines represents the gallons that my parrot drank, and one of my number line represents the minutes. However, which one of these is the answer? I'm looking for the size of one group, right? How much did my parrot drink in 1 minute? Well, this is the correct answer. It drank 2/5 gallons in 1 minute. And it'll be the exact same thing, right? The symbolic representations for partitioning, you have the whole, you have divided by the number of groups, and what you don't know or what you're trying to figure out is the size. Okay, so 1 1/5 divided by 3, and then the missing factor, number of groups times the size of one group will give you the whole. Okay. Last but not least, so we have $9 divided by 3/4 kilograms of steak. Here's a sample problem. At the supermarket, it costs $9 for 3/4 kilograms of steak. How much would it cost for 1 kilogram of steak? Okay, so for this, it can get a little bit tricky because they are telling us, okay, there's $9 for 3/4 kilograms of steak. However, remember that partitioning, when in partitioning problems, we want the size of one group. So we want to know, I'm going to extend my number line a little bit. For 1 kilogram or 4/4, right? We want to know what this is right here. Okay, well, we can figure out how much 1 kilogram of steak will cost if we can figure out how much 1/4 kilograms of steak will cost, right? Like one measuring unit. So like 1/4. So if 3/4 kilograms of steak costs $9, right? And I'm spreading $9 evenly amongst 3/4, then that means each fourth would cost me $3. You don't have to draw this, but here's an example. Of what I mean. Pretend each of these is 1/4 of a kilogram of steak, and altogether that's $9. Well, there'd be $3 per kilogram of steak. It's the same idea. So now that I know for 1/4 kilogram of steak it costs me $3, then I can use that to extend my number line, right? 2/4 kilograms of steak would be $6, and 3/4 kilograms of steak would be $9, which means 1 whole kilogram of steak would cost me $12. Or I could say $12 per kilogram of steak. Okay, and last but not least, the whole is $9. This is the number of groups. We just don't have a whole group, so it's 3/4 of a group. And then the size of one group. Okay, so the missing factor, number of groups, 3/4 times blank, which represents the size, equals the whole, which is $9. If you have questions about this lesson, send me a message, send me an email. I will respond.